I'm flipping the bird is a word. I'm flipping the bird is a word. I'm flipping that bird, that police and nerves. I think outside the back.
All right, despite coming off a loss to Texas on Sunday Night Baseball, we do win that series, and we wrap up a tough June. Orioles went 17-12 in June. The end of May, we talked about June being the toughest month for the schedule. We played a lot of playoff teams, a lot of World Series contenders, a lot of heavy hitters, and we came out 500 in that month. So, Keys, I'm going to start with you. What's the outlook going into the All-Star break?
I mean, it's pretty good. I think we gonna get into what the bullpen and the pitching the starters look like. But as far as the team concerned, he was able to catch up with the Yankees. He was able to start playing better baseball after that 5-game losing streak. He was able to turn it back around. Testament to them. Testament to the team. But yeah, I think this season is going. I mean, we all know we can score 10 runs if we need to. We can get some clutch if we get home run, we get the ball out of the park. We need to. It's going to come down to who's going to start game 2 and game 3, and who's going to come in if what Cole Irvin did what the hell he did yesterday. So that's what that's the rest of the season's going to be about. We can be happy or we want to about being in top first place. We can be happy we want to about leading the league in runs or having maybe having 2 or 3 starters in the All-Star game. Or all that stuff don't matter because your pitching is trash. As good as Burns has been, even he had inconsistent with it. With us giving up runs in early innings. So it's tough. It's very tough, especially you lose Bradish. Who knows when Cream we're going to pitch again? We lose Means. It's like so. Not only is the pitchers not pitchable, then now the pitchers are dropping like flies. So that's my outlook. You like I said, you happy you're in a position you win, but then you see games like yesterday, and you're like, well, what's going to be the norm? Is this going to be the norm for every time Cole Irvin starts? Is this going to be the norm? Are we giving away games every 5 days because he's switching? Is Suarez going to get out there and be consistent as he can be? Is Grayson so inconsistent? He looked like an ace one day and the next day he don't. So literally the only person you're relying on is Corbin Burns, and that's not sustainable. You're not going to be able to win a championship like that. So they need to make some moves. I think Hyde need to make a little. He overused that bullpen a lot. It's no reason why you start a lefty yesterday and your first man on the bullpen is lefty. I mean, their lineup is set up for a left-handed pitcher. Once you go get a righty out the bullpen, but he probably didn't have nobody because he used him. So he doesn't really use his bullpen that well. But that's my outlook. Like I said, I'm happy that the Orioles are where they are, but you can't really be too pumped up knowing that your pitching staff is what it is, your bullpen is what it is, and it's trash. It really is trash. Nick posted that stat in the chat the other day, and that was probably the worst stat I've seen in my life. Seriously. and you say all that, and you still finish them up 7-12. So it's like, what the hell? Like it's so confusing. It's really confusing. But they gotta make a move. You gotta go get Crochet from Chicago. You gotta go get some bull. You gotta do something. You have to do something.
Hey, Nick, you still on mute.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good sum up, Keys, and I completely agree. I mean, it was a grueling stretch, and we kind of talked about it before June, but kind of like viewing it as fans, I was tired watching it, right? Like I could see how 30 games in 31 days can be something that can make or break a season, and the fact that we did go. Where did we go? 18-12, 17-12.
17-12. Yep.
Yeah, man, that's amazing. Considering the injuries that we had to go through with Bradish, and others going down, John Means going down. Having to kind of rely on the Cade Poviches of the world to come up and give us, a couple, of quality starts. Having to rely on, just our bats more times than not. Smashing 60 home runs, in the month of June was unbelievable. And it was just a testament of what the bats are capable of when they're seeing the ball and hitting the ball. Now we'll talk about situationally how we need to become more of a diverse team in the playoffs, because we can't just rely on that long ball, even though, if you look at offensive statistics, we rank pretty high in most offensive statistics. But when you're watching this team, if we're not hitting the long ball, sometimes you question, can we consistently manufacture runs without it? So those are things that, you know, I'd like to see us continue to chip away at because we have the potential there. But you know, shout out to the organization for calling up Heston, right? Like we started going through a losing streak at the end of the month. We needed a shot in the arm. We bring up Heston. The kid, I mean, his bat is undeniable. It's akin to uh, you know, when you draft somebody number 2 overall in a draft and in MLB drafts, we're not talking about, you know, 60 players being selected. We're talking about, you know, long art, you know, drafts. And to be the second overall pick in the draft, that means you're pretty talented. That means you kind of different. And for him to be away from baseball the first couple of years of his career, come back and finally get his opportunity to show, you know, who he's about, and every level he's just been doing this. Like you can't teach, you know, hammering an inside fastball, not even getting the good wood on the, you know what I mean, hitting it with the good part of the wood and then mashing that 400 feet. Like you can't teach that. And it's good to see Hod recognizing that, hey, this kid got it, and we're going to leave him in this lineup for the time being. No more, hey, we're going to start you. You do something well, you see the bench for the next 3 games. You know, Heston, he kind of he's trying to carving out some playing time, and I like to see it. And as far as moving forward, we definitely need another arm. That is not to be under exaggerated or understated. We need an arm in the playoffs. Preferably a vet, preferably somebody that can eat innings, but also preferably somebody that's a guy. Because once we get into October and after Corbin gets the ball first, who do we rely on? Grayson, I love the kid's potential, but it's asking a lot from a 22-year-old that hasn't displayed a lot of consistency. The only consistency he's shown is his inconsistency. He's consistently inconsistent.
Mm-hmm.
But we can deal with that. You know, we'll deal with the bumps and bruises, being that he's a talented guy and he has the stuff. But what about after that? Are we going to rely on Cade Povich, who, again, talented guy, but we have, like, you're asking a lot of him to turn up in the postseason in his rookie year, right? Suarez in the playoffs, though. I'm just talking about the playoffs, guys.
Shit, I'm talking about tomorrow with Suarez. Like,
you know, and then
he was out of baseball for 7 years for a reason. Like,
hey man, and he wasn't a starter for most of the time. Like there's a lot of firsts going on right now. And then, you know, Cole Irvin, we're talking about, he had a 2.87 ERA on June 7th after a stretch of 8 straight starts, allowing 2 or less earned runs. In the last 4 starts, he has 18 innings pitched, 29 hits given up, 22 runs given up. 17 of those were earned, 5 walks and 13 Ks, and that's an 8.5 ERA. That's 2 up and down for Nick, right?
Can't win with him. What didn't he agree? What didn't he say? Can't win. No. That was my secretary. Can't win with him. Can't win with him.
Won't play with him.
Won't play with him. Won't do it. Yeah, man.
Just nasty. Just don't go for balls. Like,
I'm to your Cade Povich point. I like the kid, but as a finesse pitcher at his age, I would much rather trust. And this is a generational arm. But if you give me somebody that has a power arm like Paul Skeens, I can roll with that because you can just overpower somebody. So it's a little different when you asking somebody to be point blank accurate, painting a black.
He's not that.
He's not that right now. And I'm not saying that he can't get it, but right now, you asking somebody to paint black with a 92-mile-an-hour fastball, I'm not being hyperbolic. I could hit that. I can hit that.
You missed. That's
don't
gone.
miss. Don't miss. That's hitting Utah. That's hitting Utah every time. So, and you can see each start. It's all right. He's accurate. He got his control.
This is Corey Seager. He put it on. He put it out there.
Right. So, the arm is top priority, and we need more than one. That's the problem. We need more than one because we need a starter, and we need somebody in the bullpen. Because even if you're telling me, all right, a starter had a bad, all right, Dean Kramer comes back and he can only go 3. Who you putting in? Cole Irvin?
No, you got Vespi, right?
You got Nick Vespi.
I forgot Vespi was on the team until
You
yesterday.
said Vespi, yo.
He's horrible.
That's crazy. Like, why did you bring him out? Why you bringing another lefty out the bullpen after your lefty started shot? That made no sense.
Yeah,
That literally they ain't had to make no lineup changes. They can just do the same thing. And Vespi is worse than Irvin. So it's like
he worse.
You got Irvin Light coming in.
Right.
Yeah. Right. So it's that needs to happen. And I like what Heston is doing because he's making his all right. Stop putting my name in these trade talks. I was seeing a lot of it, and it's blasphemous. He's 24 years old, and I know everybody likes Kyle Styles, but he's 28. Hey, your future isn't here.
He wasn't number 2 overall.
And you were number 2 overall.
He can go.
Yeah.
Bye.
Much respect, Kyle.
Kobe Mayo. That's my third baseman, and we can have Jordan Westberg at second, and now my infield is like crazy. So Connor Norby, bye.
Don't take it personal, homie.
It's not personal. Joey Ortiz is thriving. That can be you, but it's time to make that move. We talk
Austin
about
Hayes.
it.
You want a fresh start?
Oh, I'm glad you said that because when I saw Heston, thank you, because now you can get the hell out of here, and now we can rotate Kowser and Heston. Because Heston, what he also showed was a glove. I saw the glove in AAA, but when you hold your own in our left field, and he can cover some ground. Big boy can cover some ground. He got an above average glove, and he has an arm. Austin Hayes, there's no reason for you to be here. There's no reason for you to be here. The only thing we need you to do is maybe go on like a little 5-game hitting streak and boost that trade value up. But
I mean, yeah, he's been playing better, but good enough to get him traded. That's what it is. Like he's been playing better. He's definitely putting the ball in play more and having more contact. But you know, it's like
I'm about to say whoever pitched yesterday, he played well for them anyway.
Like whoever is Hayes, or I mean, you got if you choose between Hayes and Heston, then I think it's an obvious choice there. I think it's an obvious choice there.
And when you have organizational depth, that doesn't mean you peddle your best prospects. That means you utilize your depth, right? If we have a ton of quality prospects, I can give you a ton of quality prospects in return. You just aren't going to get my blue chippers. That's all.
Yeah. So,
and we've seen MLB trades where star players go for nothing. Like
go for nothing. Yeah, absolutely.
Go for like the team's 6 or 7 best prospect and some future pick or something like. They don't
go for last year.
Don't try to fleece us because we got the farm system we got. Like keep it consistent.
What Scherzer go for last year when Texas grabbed him late at the break?
Nothing. Because they still kept Wyatt. Langford. They had to give him up. So yeah, well, that's a Hall of Famer we talking about. I'm not asking for a Hall of Famer.
And another reason I wouldn't even include the Kobe's of the world is we have a lot of left-handed hitters, right? As far as our young prospects, like he's like one of the few right-hand hitters that we have on that side of the plate that actually can like mash consistently. I'm not trying to get that up. And we talk about how the ball looks off of Heston's bat. Kobe is similar in that vein.
Same way. And he's flashing that glove. That glove is impressive. He's off limits. He's off limits. He's a guy that I'm looking next spring. I need to see him on that roster to be buying for a spot. Keys mentioned him, Garrett Crochet at for the White Sox. He has a crazy arm. High strikeout rate. That's somebody that Corbin Burns and him 1-2, and now Grayson
lefty, right?
Crochet and he's a lefty.
Yeah,
I think
he coming off an injury or something. He not on the innings count.
He's injury prone, but he's pitching good right now. But he's injury prone.
Let me see.
How many
years of team control would he come with? He's 25. I'm curious about the team control because if we have him for the rest of this season and then seasons coming, that'd be ideal, definitely. And even not, let's see. So yeah, I think he's on a 1-year deal. I think there's some arbitration years coming up
because he's still young.
Yeah,
25 is I like that age. I like that age. But yeah, that's the main thing. I'm happy you get out of June over 500, of course, with that schedule.
And that 5-game losing streak wasn't against divisional opponent, so it's like it hurt you. I mean, it hurt your pride, but it ain't really. And then the Yankees is playing terrible too, so it ain't really. You don't gotta lose.
Yeah. We all expected Houston to play better. They now 3 games out in the West after that horrible start that they had. But we all expected that because that's what they do every year. And Cleveland, surprisingly, is the best team in the AL outside of us. All right, we lost to them. All right, cool. Brush that off. The Yankees lost and got their asses beat by Toronto. Like, thank you. Thank you. That helps us out. And the Mets.
And the Mets with that.
Even though the Mets been playing good baseball.
Yeah.
They didn't got back right. But.
Man, that's get out of there, limit the injuries, and just now.
That was a saving grace for sure. The Yankees struggling a little bit.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
After the ass whooping that we put on them, and then they follow up with that. Yeah, that was perfect timing. But they do that every year. That's why they start out hot and Judge can hit all them home runs. They don't worry me because the slump is coming, and they slumps last for months.
And their lineup is they got, like I said, they don't have a deep lineup even or a deep bench. Is they got that 1 through 4, Volpe, Judge, Soto, and Verdugo. And that's it. And Verdugo struggles too. That's it. That's all they got. That 1 through 3, 1 through 4. Verdugo, Rizzo hurt, but he inconsistent. LeMahieu sucks. Torres, they bench him every other game.
Yeah,
the only thing I worry about them is that Soto and I forgot about Stanton. Them 3 can carry you to a division title though, and that's the only thing. The Orioles just got to play. They can't keep just giving away games. Like I feel like yesterday was a game they should have won. Haney's not that good of a pitcher, but of course we make him look like he's a Cy Young winner and shit. Like to your point, your situation, I think they just need to be a little bit more patient. I mean, I don't know what the game plan was or what the game plan be sometimes, but sometimes it's like, especially Ron Mountcastle, his ass can't take a first pitch for nothing. But it's just like sometimes I just want them to be a little bit more patient, like especially when your pitcher just had a long inning or whatever. Don't go out there and let that pitcher have a 5-pitch inning like that. That's losing baseball.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I mean, hey, I'm an aggressive guy. I don't really mind, but that first pitch, it's got to be in the wheelhouse. Don't go chasing. Don't do none of that. And like he's just said, that pitcher has a 5-pitch inning, and he's well rested. And now we over there scrambling, trying to preserve our arms and our bullpen. It's a losing recipe. But outside of that, outlook is good. Our boy Gunner's going to represent us in the home run derby.
Yeah,
get your tickets in now. Yeah, get your tickets in now. He got a good chance to win if any of our listeners are betting people like us. Just keep dominating from here on out. Regular season is nothing to us. I'm looking first round is nothing to me. Like it's gotta be go time. It's gotta be go time. And I know who
we got next. I don't even look at it.
Seattle and Oakland.
So they out west now.
Yeah, they heading out west.
Okay.
Start tomorrow. 3 in Seattle, then I think it's 3 in Oakland. And then you back home the following week. You got the Yankees coming to the yard that following weekend.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I think you talking about the July schedule. It turned into, the June it's turned into a goddamn July schedule too. The Mariners in first place and the Yankees, top first place. So it's not like it ain't no. And you saw what Oakland did to us when they came here.
We owe them an ass whooping.
Right, you got the Cubs. You got the Cubs in between that.
Yeah, so
that ain't.
So Mariners, A's, Cubs, Yankees,
and the Cubs is not playing the best of that. Yeah, exactly. Today,
what's the days off? Because that's what made June crazy. He had 1 day off.
Today look like
that's it.
12, 13, 14. No, they got a few days off. It looked like they after that Yankees series they played that. Well, it's the All-Star break. That's what it is.
Right. Okay. Oh shit.
Yeah. So
Dog
that's
days
the break.
of summer, man. Dog days of summer.
Yeah, you play the Yankees going into the break, then you come out the break and you got to go to Texas. You got the Rangers. So
yeah, it ain't
similar to when you went to Tampa out the break last year. Like you just had to play baseball.
Yeah, simple as that. But y'all got anything else on our O's?
Just curious about how we round in the form, as the deadline approaches, and kind of like how we mix the short term with the long term goals. But I'm excited after how we responded to the losing streak, getting back on track. I'm excited to see how this grows and builds.
Can Enrique be one of those names, Nick, that get dangled out there?
I wouldn't be opposed. I mean, it's not like he's the youngest player, right? He was a 4-year guy in college. I think he's like 22 or 23. So I mean, as far as being a prospect, you know what I mean? I wouldn't mind dangling him, but then we have to have a conversation of who our center fielder of the future is. Would we re-sign Mullins? That probably would become more of a priority if we were to make that move. I don't know. I don't know if we pencil in Cowser in a center field role or anything like that. So, yeah. But I mean, hey, to get a pitcher, I'm just not getting rid of Jackson, Kobe, or Heston.
Oh, you just
anybody else?
Untouchables.
Anybody else? We can talk.
Yeah, you just named your center fielder.
Who?
Jackson.
I mean, hey, I mean, if he can get out there,
I said it with Heston. They didn't listen, and now look, you got a log jam out in the outfield when he could have been a first baseman. I'm telling you now, Jordan and Kobe, they got second and third. You're not re-signing Mullins. Enrique's not ready yet. Put Jackson in center field now.
And that's why I mentioned his age too, because usually in baseball, when you get those college guys, they kind of shoot through the ranks quicker, being that they're supposed to be more experienced and older. You know, we're not really seeing that with Enrique, and that's not a criticism or anything. I'm just saying, as far as that is concerned, I wouldn't mind if he was shooting up the ranks. I probably would be like, nah. But at his age and where he's at,
but
right
he's still
now,
Double-A.
Believe so.
Yeah,
believe so. And he'll be ready by end next season, mid next season or whatnot, as a candidate to be MLB Major League time. But yeah, we trying to win now, and you got to give to get. It's just you got to weigh the pros and cons.
Oh yeah, can't be stingy. Can't be stingy. I mean,
how I feel about it, the young. I mean, if you're not, I mean, excluding the people that's on the Major League roster right now, of course. Because I feel like is a World Series team, the team that can easily win the World Series. If you're not in the Major League roster right now, I feel like anybody is tradable except for Jackson. I'll give if you give me a top line pitcher, like a starting pitcher, like a Garrett Crochet or an Ace. I don't care. You trade anybody other than Jackson. Yeah, I'll trade anybody other than Jackson if you're not in the Major League roster right now. Because I just feel like it's time to go. Like it's time to go, because if you do that, it's like you got to think about. I mean, you're actually playing, devil's advocate. But if you do that and you go win the World Series, I mean, what do it matter? But it's like now, if you don't, then it's like, all right, damn, well then you didn't mortgage some in the future. But I feel like they need to go for it. I feel like I was about to, who they get last year at the break from St. Louis?
Flaherty.
Jack Flaherty.
Jack Flaherty.
Yeah, no more Jackson. We can't go to Jack Flaherty. We can't.
It's crazy.
No more Jack
Flaherty right now.
We cannot do that. Like we can't do that. That's not gonna make the team better. We need somebody about 2 or 3 notches better than Jack Flaherty. And if you got to trade one of them young guys, you gotta get it done.
Aging, yo.
No more of that. We can't.
They still bringing him up. Fujiyama. Yeah, they still bringing him up. I'm like, yo, y'all gotta let it go. Let it go.
Yeah, no more of that.
I agree with what Key's saying. The only count I would say is, like, somebody like Heston or Kobe, on most teams, he's part of your major league ready talent. We just be playing around. Like, we want to see how far this Mateo thing can go. Even though Mateo, he manufactures runs, I will say, you get him on first, he's a candidate to go home at any point. But he's still hitting 230, 235.
Urias, like, we still put Urias out there.
We put
if I never see him in a uniform again, I'm fine.
There's no need for that.
There's certain people we don't need on
much other talent.
Like as much as Mateo do good things, man, get his ass out of here. Seriously, like I don't even see no more.
Give me Connor, give me Norby. Like,
yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I know. I'm more than likely. I know what, like you said, what he back. I know what he gonna do. 0.238 at times. I know what he gonna do. Like it's like the percentage on the other side is not good enough for you to be keeping people down in the minor leagues. Like I'm good with that.
We got options, which is a good thing. I remember there used to be a day when we didn't have the prospects to dangle, and we would have to get rid of like our stars or the one prospect that actually became something. We would have to dangle them. Like I remember the days when, Eric Bedard probably should have been an Oriole for longer, but we didn't have anybody to dangle in the minor league, so we had to get rid of the person that was in Cy Young consideration. So
got back at him though, so that works.
Yeah. I mean, we got what we wanted out of that trade, but Wouldn't you like to have Eric with Adam
and
Jones?
Adam? I know,
You know what
right?
I mean?
And Adam. Yeah. It's time. It's time. Rubenstein, stop throwing shit at people in the stands.
I saw him in the splash zone, man. Listen,
yo, he behind.
Joan
he
Jett out the
next.
splash zone
he's
too.
taking it on the chin, man.
Yeah, Joan Jett was. She ties a jet. She was something.
Yo, I told you. I was sitting behind Joan Jett last year, right when I was at the game.
Oh, for real?
So me and
She
my
was in the
father
splash
at the
zone
game.
too.
No, I wasn't in the splash zone. I was like a couple rows behind.
You see how he took that as disrespect? You see
it was some people, and they was like, "Y'all don't know who that is," and I'm just like, "I have no idea who." I just thought she was. Another, like somebody else,
right?
And
a regular, a
yeah,
South Baltimore
like,
regular.
Joan Jett. I still ain't know who she was till I Googled her, but she a big fan. Shout out to her.
Nah, she is. She was in the booth, and I was like, yo, whatever she's
and she
on.
stopped at Lexington Market on the way down too. But
is she?
Shout out to Joan. You know you're rock stars in the 60s and 70s. That shit don't wear.
Oh yeah, that shit
it was potent back then. That shit ain't wearing.
Yeah, she Ozzy Osbourne.
If you did that in the 60s, 70s, 80s, boy, you gonna look like that for the rest of your life.
That's that blue magic. That shit was
right. It's different. It's different.
No Britney.
They had the real Fent back then.
They called the smack. It was smack for real.
Right. Already back then.
What you think they changed? What you think they changed the laws for? They ain't changed for nothing. Like,
hell no.
Exactly.
Man.
They changed the laws.
Oh my god!
They changed. They give you the reason to hold nothing, right? Sco? They gave you
Yo, the gun trace task force went down because they started dropping like flies. We wasn't the cause of that.
But she definitely be looking smack.
Yeah, I was like, yo, what is she talking about? You talking about mumble rap? I was like, yo, what is she? Get her out of here. Hey, salute. If she a legend, salute to her.
Nah, she definitely
her. You built Ford tough to outlast that smack from the 70s. You still out here getting money and shit.
Natural selection, Scott.
So it didn't got some of the great
fittest. Jesus.
Yeah. I figure once you get past 27, once you get past that 27 club, you get past that main shit. Yo, I'm gonna borrow. It's all up from here, baby.
Ain't nothing gonna drop me.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man. Commercial break. Nitty gritty. Hey, yo, Nitty Gritty Sports Talk is now on YouTube. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And while you at it, follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Name the same across all platforms. Nitty Gritty Sports Talk. 3 Ravens and a Steeler. Now let's get back to the show.